Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 19th, 2024 Supermoon, Full Moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's linked in the description box below, and I look forward to reading for you. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Gemini, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh. So we are crowned with the Four of Swords. We then have the Page of Pentacles, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, King of Cups, Four of Pentacles reversed, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. The World, Nine of Swords reversed, Nine of Pentacles reversed, interesting, angels and spirit guides. The Devil, which is also Capricorn energy. The King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And the Page of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, which is also for the King of Cups. Okay, let me just make sure everything is in frame. What's interesting here is that we have Wands, we have Pentacles, which is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we have Cups, which is water sign energy. So fire sign energy, water sign energy, and Earth sign energy, water sign energy come forward. And the only one that doesn't come forward is air sign energy, which is us. And it also is the sign that rules this supermoon, right? And that is Aquarius. So what we're going to find here is that we find it a bit hard to find our voice, which is very interesting because we have two swords that come forward. They're not my favorite swords. It is the Eight of Swords, which means you're overthinking, overanalyzing. All right, so that reiterates that we're finding it hard to find our voice. But also, what's really cool is that as as we progress forward, during this time and in ourselves, we're releasing the overthinking, the worrying. We're having the Nine of Swords reverse, meaning we're coming out of our own head, and we are starting to. It's like we're starting to value ourselves. We're valuing our sleep. We're valuing our bodies. We're valuing the way that we look. We're valuing us as a person. Whereas before, it seemed like we took that for granted, or we were always belittling ourselves. You can take your pick because it yo-yos back and forth between these two images. With the nines reverse, this also means that we're having a bit of difficulty being simply human, which sounds like a funny thing to have a bit of difficulty with. But there's this underlying sense of perfection. There's this underlying sense of I should be doing more. I should be putting more out there. So just being aware of that is going to be super important. Now let me just check to make sure everything is in frame. It is. I don't know if I already did that. So let's see here what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to win a free reading, you have to do three things. You have to like, comment, and subscribe. But when you comment, put a butterfly in with that comment. So I know that you would like to be entered to win a free reading, because some people don't want to be. So this is a way just to respect everyone. So let's see here, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So here we have renewal reverse. We feel stagnant. We feel like I'm just getting crusty. It's just like we feel crusty. Should we? Yeah, whether we should or whether we shouldn't, it doesn't really matter. It matters that we do. So being aware of this during this time, that we're fighting a renewal, which to me, I'm just getting a butterfly coming forward, where it's like that transformation, but we're going through the hard part. So if you see a butterfly coming out of a cocoon, right? If you help that butterfly come out of the cocoon, if you cut that cocoon open, you actually cripple that butterfly. That butterfly will never fly. It will never thrive. It will never survive. Why? Because the pressure of breaking out of the cocoon strengthens or activates its wings somehow. I'm going to go with magic, but others can go with science, and it makes that butterfly able to fly, able to live its life. And so here, when renewal is reversed, we're at that stage where we're being reborn. We're coming forward, right? We're coming out of the chrysalis, or out of the cocoon, and we're seeing ourselves as something more. But right now, it's just hard and it's overwhelming. And it's like, I'm so done with this. I was done with this, like, way before this full moon, and I'm still done with it now. So just being aware of this, because this is a super moon, meaning that all the emotions are enhanced. It is a very powerful emotional moon, which can be great. It can also be super overwhelming, because we have a tendency to overthink, to overanalyze. Oh, we also have another sword here with the Six of Swords. It's gathering up our knowledge and moving forward. We're doing that, but then we're like, oh my gosh, I'm making the wrong move. Oh my gosh, I can't possibly move forward this way. I don't know enough. I don't this, I don't that. And we're just going to drive ourselves crazy. We really are. We're going to make ourselves so, I'm going to go with neurotic. Like, when birds are stressed and they pluck out all their feathers, that's how we're going to feel. It's like I'm plucking out all my feathers and I just can't move forward. So being aware of this is going to be super important. Oh, and another sword. Wow. Okay. So my initial statement of only 2 swords that are silencing our voice, those were the only 2 swords that came forward to me. But these 2 swords, with the 4 of Swords, it's honoring our rest, which is something that we're having a bit of difficulty with. Okay. And we're finding our way to, but it's also honoring our story and not just saying, what, people have it worse. Yeah, people have it worse and people have it better. And, if we're always comparing ourselves off of somebody else, we can find that, we find that there's always something that we should be like, oh, I should be really grateful for XYZ. And we should be. We should be really grateful for that. We also need to know that the road has not been easy, and we need to show ourselves compassion. So renewal being reversed comes forward. We then have our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We have communication. Now, what's really interesting is that communication is like bread and butter to a Gemini. We're ruled by Mercury. Right now we're in a Mercury retrograde. So we can find that this time of communication has been really quite intense. We have found that we're sticking up for ourselves in a way that we never thought we would, or we're standing up for those that we love or value in a way that we never thought we would. We thought we were a little bit too meek for that, or that would be too much of rocking of the boat. And now we're like, rock the boat, baby. I just don't care. I'm moving towards what I need. And if that means causing chaos right now, that's fine. We have the devil here. We're fine causing chaos. And it brings us to this place of also knowing that we're communicating on a much deeper level. What we're taking in emotionally of the energy that is around us, we need to listen to. Okay? It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. So this is the Lovers reverse. Of course, it's us coming through reversed. All right. And that's also one of the reasons why we didn't show up. Like, all the other people showed up, right, in the reading, and we didn't show up. The air sign energy of Aquarius didn't show up either. So here we have a tendency to get in our own way. We'll get in our own head. We see this in the reading. We need to slow down. We're crowned with, hey, Gemini, and it like completely overlooked, right? When I said, oh, there's only 2 of these cards here, like Spirit was like, nope, you're not seeing it. We're not seeing that we need to slow down. We're not seeing that we hold a lot of knowledge and we need to move forward. And the way isn't always clear, but it's never completely clear for anyone. And so here with the Lovers reversed, it will be very easy to go after what we lust after. And it's going to be harder to say, but what do I love? And to see what we love coming forward in our lives. This moon is interesting, it is complex, it is intense. We need to slow down and see it. This moon is also the conglomeration of all the intentions that we put forward 6 months ago in the new moon in Aquarius. And now it's like, okay, what do I want now? What am I heading for? Where am I going? What am I seeing within myself? And it brings us to the Page of Pentacles. We are a student of our prosperity. We are a student of our success, one way or another. Okay? We are starting again. We might literally be starting again, sending out applications. We might feel like we're starting again. I have to build this up. And it feels like I'm being blocked every step of the way. But we are starting again. And we are finding our balance in our innovation, but also in the way that we see and view our prosperity. Now, this is a revolutionary moon. We're also really not here to take the easy route or to go the route of convention. Why? Because, we have Uranus coming through so strongly. There's a T-square with Uranus. Now, there are three T-squares during this time. We have the moon with Uranus, which is ruled by Aquarius. Uranus rules Aquarius. Not ruled by, Uranus rules Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about, and Uranus is all about, the individual. It's all about authenticity. It's all about the unexpected. You can't plan. You can't plan for this moon. You can't sit there and say, oh, this is exactly what I'm going to do, because even if you plan, things are going to go awry. Things are going to twist and turn. And you're going to be like, well, what did I make all these plans for? Well, what the heck is going on here? The Uranus energy is incredibly strong. This moon is incredibly powerful. And we are going to see our energy increasing with this moon, our tenacity, our abilities. Now, we also have Saturn in transit during this moon. And we have the Saturn energy coming forward here with the devil, because the devil represents Capricorn, time frame December 22nd to January 19th. And the devil is ruled, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is all about top-down structure. It's very interesting that the most rule-oriented sign is ruled by the devil, a conglomeration of all the chaos gods of past. So being aware of this is going to be super important, because Saturn, the rule-oriented god, is also the karma-oriented energy. So Saturn brings forward our karma. It is linked to our morality. It is linked to our integrity. So if we've done things well, we'll see that shown forward. If we haven't, we'll also see that shown forward. So just be aware of this. Also, get out of your own head. Don't think, oh my gosh, I took that mint without asking, 7 years ago, and I'm going to be punished for it now. No, that's not the way it's going to work. So just be aware of this. It is looking at chaos. It is also finding harmony within chaos. Gemini, which is a little bit more easy for Gemini energy than it is for other energies, but it's also not something that we like. We like the whys and the how comes. We like the knowledge, and then we'd like to move on. We're not really here for the chaos. So just being aware of this during this time is going to be super important. We're moving forward to so much more, but because the way is misty, it's not always clear. We're not seeing our potential. We're not seeing everything that we're building towards. And it's a good thing that we're not, because we might be like, oh no, that's not exactly what I want. And Spirit's like, but that's exactly what I want for you. We also have Saturn and Jupiter, our T-square. This is our second T-square. And this is all about innovation and tradition. Saturn is tradition, Jupiter is innovation. If you want to go deeper into all of this, I highly recommend Pam Gregory's channel here on YouTube. Check her out. She's absolutely fantastic. But we are going to see our fire moving us forward. We are going to see our hearts moving us forward. And so when we're fighting with tradition, it doesn't have to mean like these are my orthodox traditions of my culture or my religion or my, whatever. What we're going to be looking at here are the traditions of ourselves. What do I want? And then we're thinking, well, let's just totally reinvent ourselves. Let's try this anew. But we have core of our being. We have a core of our being that's going to come forward during this time that we need to listen to and we need to be aware of. It's going to be very easy for us to slip into the past and to dream about the future. But standing right here, right now, that can seem overwhelming. So just being mindful about this, because we can feel overwhelmed by the present, and yet Spirit is saying, it is such a gift. Why aren't you seeing it? We're releasing a lot of vampiric energy. Why? Because our third and final T-square is Siri and the lunar nulls. And what this does, it brings big issues into light. It highlights what we need to see. And that coupled with Mercury retrograde that highlights what we sweep under the rug and say, oh, I don't need to say anything. Now our world is opening up to us. Now we're like, oh yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, I can go there. Oh yeah, what about this? Oh yeah, what about that? And we're going to see that August is an extraordinary month for us. We're going to see that so much is coming forward and we're seeing things so much more clearly. And as soon as we stop judging ourselves, Gemini, is as soon as the prosperity starts rolling in, or we start seeing ourselves as prosperous. And then that starts calling to more prosperity. And this will be up until the 2nd of September that we have the chaos and intensity of Uranus energy coming forward. So it's like it's kickstarts with this moon so full of Uranus energy and then will last all the way to the 2nd of September. Excuse me. With the King of Cups, we're going to be very drawn to people who live their actions. Okay? By this, what spirit means is instead of talking to you and saying all wise things or seeming all, knowing and powerful and whatever, it's the person who walks gently on this earth and the person who leads with the kindest heart. It's like compassionate, kind, but also firm and strong. That's going to be very attractive to us during this time. And we're going to be very attracted to that energy, meaning that we also want to emulate that energy, bring it forward. With the King of Wands, this is about transformation. And we're going to see the energy of people who are transforming their lives, who have kind of taken the bull by the horn, right? Stared at the chaos of the world and said no. We're also going to find that very attractive. So that could be in romantic relationships. When spirit says, I find this very attractive, it means I'm very drawn to this energy. I want to emulate it in my life, but I also want to surround myself by people who embody this trait that I really admire. With the Page of Cups, we are a student of our heart. We need to also connect with our inner child. We're releasing a lot of vampiric energy, a lot of negative beliefs that we have held, a lot of draining energy that has constantly kept us exhausted. And now we're becoming students of our heart, students of what we desire in our lives. And we're asking ourselves, what do you love? And you're going to be seeing this. You've probably already seen this, Gemini. You're going back to the things that you just fell in love with when you were little, things that really sparked joy and brought power into your existence and filled up your cup. So that is going to be a really great thing. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Interesting. We have the supermoon right here, which is what we're in. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. So this moon is calling us to balance. It's calling us to see that we've brought to fruition in our lives a lot more than we think, but we're being very harsh on ourselves, overthinking, overanalyzing. So do be aware of that. It's saying here, look at the bigger picture. We're going to get caught on certain details. We're going to get caught on minutia. And spirit's like, what are you doing? Your confidence is your key to success. If you start getting caught on the little things, you'll never see the big things. It's like staring at a blade of grass when you have, the most beautiful sky and birds flying all around you. So just being aware of that. You and your loved ones are safe is reversed. You don't feel that way. You can feel like there's a lot of chaos in the world. There is a lot of chaos in the world. But knowing that spirit is protecting us no matter what happens, guiding us no matter what happens, that's important. And if we don't believe in that, if it's too much to ask to say, you know what, there's a big old knowing being that lets certain things happen. If that doesn't seem right, can you have faith in a tree? And I know that sounds really odd, but there was a point in my life where I was like, no, I can't believe in the all knowing, but I can believe in a tree. I can believe in a river. I can believe in the beauty of this earth and the power of right now. And sometimes I still need to calibrate myself with that energy coming forward. And so will you. Because you're okay. Everyone is okay. It might not be the way that we want it to be, but that's also okay. That's part of the devil energy coming through that says there's chaos and there will always be chaos. But we have to be okay with it. I mean, have to is a harsh thing to say, but learning to be okay with it is one of the biggest challenges of existing. of the privilege of existing. And it moves us to our supermoon. Our emotions are running high. We don't want to. We're clamping down on our emotions. We're saying, no, 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 fit into this box. Why? Why have we stopped trusting our intuition, which is such a powerful, beautiful part of who we are? Our subconscious spirit message here is perception. The only thing we have in our lives. Now, did I say about balance? That this moon is bringing us into balance? Mm-hmm. The only thing we have in our lives is our perception, the way we see the world. And how I like to look at perception and the way spirit keeps showing it to us. It shows me, what is it, rods and cones? It shows me the eye, right? And I always laugh at that. So because of the rods and cones in our eye and the way that those are patterned or configured, we see color differently. We see, like, everybody will see color just a little bit differently. Everybody will see things just a little bit differently. So if we cannot fully see the way the other person sees the color red, which is the easiest color for us to see, then it's all going to be different. Then the perception is important. So being aware of that is important. It moves us then to our chakra energy, which is our throat chakra and trust reversed. And that's not surprising that we're having a hard time embracing the very essence of ourselves, our throat chakra, our, sword energy, our air energy, our Mercury energy coming forward. And this is saying here, trust yourself. Embrace trusting your voice. And it can be hard to embrace trusting the voice of others, but it's like listening to our intuition and saying, okay, I know when somebody's, blowing smoke, and I know when somebody isn't, or I'm learning these lessons. And even if I make a mistake, I'm learning how to trust myself, and I'm learning how to gauge and judge the world around me. Because some people throw us for a loop. Some people, they can be from, different places. They can have a different, way of seeing things. And the way that we would react is going to be so different than the way they react. And so learning that is an important thing. Because sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, some people should just have mood rings, and it can't just be who they are. You can be neighbors and have lived together forever or next to each other forever. And it's like, dude, I don't know what you're thinking. So just being aware of that is going to be super important. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of, and it's the King of Wands. So we have that fire sign energy that is absolutely brilliant for us, that creative, gentle, transformative energy. That is not going to be as alluring as this energy of the King of Wands, because this is the reverse, or like, the warning one, which is, it's sexy. I mean, like, there's no other way to put, the wands when they want to be, and when they're kind of not playing by the rules and being a bit more chaotic, they're really, really, really seductive. And it's like, oh, look, you can do all of this, you can have all of this, you can be all of this, and actions don't matter. And yet that is so far from the truth. So just be aware of that. It's also fighting a transformation. It's staying, in Neverland a little bit too long, or, into, what was it? Oh, in Pinocchio, when they get turned into donkeys, it's staying in that area just too long, right? And you can't turn back. So just being aware of that during this time. And I would think describing this person as a donkey is quite apropos. It moves us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is all about truth. It's all about saying, I stand for what I believe in, but I will not make this fight my whole entire existence. Meaning, I will live what I believe in. That's what the King of Cups says to us. But I will not spend forever fighting and fighting and fighting and losing me to it. It moves us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is a win-win outcome is forecast. There's a balance here. There's also coming into harmony, Gemini, for our twinned self. And it brings us then to growth. We are embracing the growth, even though we are afraid of being renewed, even though we are afraid of the transformation ahead. It is okay to be afraid. It is just not okay to be ruled by it. It's just like, what is it? Courage is not being afraid. It is being afraid and still moving forward. And I'm paraphrasing. That's Teddy Roosevelt, I think, said that. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all. and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye. Oh, and have a blessed moon. Bye.